So let's look at the meaning of the fourth sloka in the Prarthana Slokams. So vyasaya Vishnu rupaya vyasa rupaya Vishnave namo ve brahma nidhaye vasisthaya namo namaha. So this slokam continues with paying salutations to Veda Vyasa. As I said before, Veda Vyasa was the one who wrote the Mahabharata. He's also the one who classified the various Vedas as, Rig Veda, Sama Veda, etc. So he's a great rishi. And here in this slokam, the last slokam, we saw that his lineage, so starting from Brahma, it went down to Vasishta, and then the whole lineage was there. In this slokam, vyasaya Vishnu rupaya vyasa rupaya Vishnave. Salutations to Vyasa, who is the embodiment of Vishnu, and verily Vishnu himself. So we all know Lord Vishnu we know about the Dasha avatars, starting with Matsya Kurma. But in Srimad Bhagavatam it said that Lord Vishnu had 24 avatars. Those Dasha avatars are included in that 24. But there are additional avatars as well, and one of those was Veda Vyasa. So here, that's why it says here, salutations to Vyasa, who is the embodiment of Vishnu and verily Vishnu himself. Vyasaya Vishnu rupaya vyasa rupaya Vishnave namo ve brahma nidaye, the one who has realized Brahman, the formless aspect of God. Vasisthaya namo namaha. Vasisthaya, one who comes from Vasishta's lineage. Vasishta was the great grandfather of Vyasa. Namo namaha, I bow down to him. Now the fifth slokam. Now again, it's now going to talk about Lord Vishnu. Avikaraya shudhaya nityaya paramatmane sadaika rupa rupaya Vishnave sarva jishnave. Avikaraya means he is Vishnu's, he is without change, he is constant. So objects like, whether it's our body or our flower, we go through stages where we change. So we are born, we change, we grow, we exist, and then we decay, and then we perish. But Vishnu, God, is not like that. He is without change. He is constant. Okay? So avikaraya, one without change, who is constant. Shudhaya, one who is pure, without any blemish. Because unlike us, he has no karma, so he is pure. Shudhaya. Nityaya, he is eternal. He always exists. Unlike, he's not born, nor does he die. He's Nityaya, he's eternal. Paramatmane, he's the Paramatma, the super soul. So there are three tattvas, or three aspects. One is called achit, which is matter. So most of nature is made up of matter, which has no consciousness. The second is the jivatma, which is the individual soul that is within our body. It's called chit. And then the third tattva is the Paramatma, or the super soul, or the super lord, or called Ishvara. So he's Paramatmane, he's that Paramatma, super soul. Sadaika rupaya, one who has one form always. Sada eka rupa rupaya. So, for example, our body is constantly changing forms. But he always has only one form. And even the jivatma, the soul that is within our body, it also changes in the sense that it is affected by things like sukham, dukkham, krodham, anger, etc. It only becomes unchanging when it's liberated and it's in Vaikuntham. But the Paramatma is not like that. He is always of one form. He never changes. Vishnave, to that Vishnu. The Vishnu, what does the word Vishnu mean? Because we keep saying Vishnu Sahasranama. What does Vishnu mean? The word Vishnu means the one who is present in all things, the one who permeates all things. So whether it be chit or achit, it is him who is in it and permeates it and supports the whole thing. That is Vishnu. Sarva Jishnave, one who triumphs over everything. So for example, we as human beings, we might want to do 10 things, but we might only achieve 4 out of 10 things. But for the Lord, he is victorious in all things. So that's why we need his grace to achieve things in our life. So that's the first slokams that we have learned is really to bow down to him and to pray to him to help us with his grace. That's why they're pratana slokams. Okay, slokam number 6. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate namastasmai Vishnave prabha Vishnave. Om namo Vishnave prabha Vishnave. Namastasmai Vishnave. Salutations to that Vishnu, prabha Vishnave, who is bright and glorious. Yasya smarana matrena. The constant chanting of whose name, that is the constant chanting, thinking of his lotus feet, chanting his names, what will that result in? Janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate. That is, vimuchyate, we are released. Tamila sonna vidudalai, we are released from what? Janma samsara. This Janma samsara is basically this life cycle of birth and death. Right? So we are born, we do some karmas, actions, those have some results, the fruits of that. Due to that, we are born again, and then the cycle goes on and on. And this is called the Janma samsara. Janma samsara bandhanat. From the bondage of such Janma samsara, vimuchyate, we are released. So this is the ultimate long-term goal for all human beings, is this release from this Janma samsara bandhanat. And how do we do that? Smarana matrena, thinking of his lotus feet, chanting his names, we get that release. So that is the meaning of Slokams 4, 5 and 6.